guys, welcome to the meeting this week. So glad school has started. I hope everybody had a great summer. So why don't we start with good things? You may have one.
I do. My wife and I just had a baby at the end of the school year, so we've enjoyed the summer getting to hang out with her, so it's been a really good summer.
And what'd you name her?
Jolie Ryan.
Oh, that's cute. I like that. Let's celebrate that. Lauren?
I went to the beach this summer with my husband.
Oh, the beach is my favorite place. Where'd you go?
Dominican Republic.
Ooh, wow. Came back with a tan?
Hopefully.
Let's celebrate. Mitch?
I get to take a group of our student council kids to leadership camp next week, so I'm looking forward to that experience for them.
Awesome. Awesome. Lots of our kids are going?
Yeah, 13.
Cool. All right, let's celebrate. Okay, so you guys know that I sent out a survey towards the beginning of the summer, and I wanted us to get together and kind of analyze the results and maybe make a plan for what we're going to do this year. And it was all regarding technology. And I think our teachers, and the survey sort of indicated that it came back the way I thought it would, that they are comfortable with technology. This is year 3 of our one-to-one initiative. All of our participants said they were on a scale of 3, 4, 5 of comfortable. So I feel like we're comfortable. I just want to make sure we're not standing in the same place and that we're growing. So some of the questions on there were just to kind of give us a gauge of where our teachers, are they using the technology in a meaningful way, or are they just kind of skimming the surface and maintaining the status quo? So if you'll take a minute and kind of look at the results, and then I'd love to hear some insights about what you guys think and maybe where we should go from here. So it's real short, only 5 questions. What jumps out? Anybody have anything that jumps out at them right off the bat? And I want to kind of, before you start, kind of think about the, whenever we have our meetings throughout the school year, I always tell you guys to focus on the 4 PLC questions. So I want you to think about, where are our teachers? Where do we want them to be? And how do we get them there? And if they're already there, what do we do to help enrich those while not leaving the others behind? So does any, kind of, as you kind of looked at that, do you see anything that really jumped out that we need to think about?
I like the questions about the authentic audience. And, I know that it's something that I want to do more of as a teacher here, to have my students be doing things that are more authentic in their work. I feel like it would make them more likely to give their best, knowing that someone else is going to see them. So I know that for myself, that's something I want to learn more about.
And I think some subjects lend themselves to that. Language arts, obviously. But I think every subject could do that. So maybe we can brainstorm a few ideas, maybe of incorporating some social media, some Twitter, in the classroom, so the kids have an authentic audience that sort of reaches outside of those 4 walls. That's a great idea, Mike.
I think one thing that I see here is that, as you said at the beginning of the meeting, that a lot of teachers feel comfortable with technology, but when looking at the first question, how often do you have your students identify and solve authentic problems? Roughly just over half do that weekly. I think that might be an area where we can grow as a faculty, as a team, is at least weekly, that 45% doing something to connect their content to the real world.
I agree. I think a lot of people are using the learning management system, and if you'll notice the Web 2.0 tools, a lot of people are using those. But when you get to the meat to moving at the SAMR scale, I think we really are falling short. We're not growing. We're just sort of stopping. So my thing was, let's think about professional development for this year, because we have our 8 collaboration days we need to plan, and maybe think of some things we can incorporate to sort of move on up the SAMR level and get teachers using technology in more of a meaningful way. So what do you guys think about maybe like a problem-based learning training? Maybe pull some people in from the outside, from the PBL Institute. They're having a training in CAPE. Maybe have some of those people come in and work with our teachers. What do you guys think about that?
I think that'd be beneficial.
It'd be good. I think maybe an idea would be to maybe even, if there's a way to break it up throughout the day, to have different subjects, focus with that group, so that they can get more detail about how this would work in English, or how this would work better in math, and we can really individualize that.
Yeah, I like that idea. And I know especially, and you can help me out with this, Mike, because you're an elective teacher, I feel like electives we ignore a lot of times, and we just focus on the 4 cores. So maybe if you can sort of brainstorm some ideas for how to help us with the elective teachers so they don't get left out. I feel like on collaboration days we kind of leave them out sometimes. So if you don't care to put that as one of your tasks to work on, that'd be great. What about you, Lauren? You have any ideas?
I was noticing something as Mitch that the authentic problems that there was only 50%. So I think the same thing. That,
Same thing, maybe
Yeah.
bring in some training on that.
Mhm.
What do you think about having, leaders in the department who are strong in technology, pairing them up with teachers who are maybe weaker in those areas, and them saying, here's how I get authentic learning each week using technology?
So like have a mentor teacher.
Right, and keep
but
it
not
small.
not content related?
I
More
would do
just
it.
technology skill?
Well, I think I would do it content related, especially if they teach the same exact thing, so they can compare notes. Here's how I teach the same concept using 21st century learning skills.
What would you do if, like what if we have a veteran teacher and then we have a new teacher who's very highly competent in technology, but the veteran teacher is not? Do you think do you perceive that might be a problem?
Yeah,
It'd be
I
kind of
do.
hard,
So we need to probably brainstorm and think of a way, to see how we can work around that. Lauren, do you care to think of some ideas
Well,
and bring
what
it
if-
back next time?
Yeah.
Or do
what
you
if-
have something else?
Well, I was thinking, what if we, during our professional learning days, even if we did a rotation system where you could pick a place where you feel the weakest and you go and you learn about that
Oh, I like
at
that
that
idea.
station.
Awesome. That's a good idea. All right, well, I don't want to take your whole time, your whole prep time. I appreciate you guys meeting with me, and let's touch base in a week and with some of the things we talked about, and you guys who have tasks kind of follow up on that, and we'll touch base in a week and see what we've got and go from there. All right, have a good day, guys.
Thank you.